The lectionary readings that are assigned for the first Sunday in Lent every year always focus on the idea of temptation or testing. By now, if you are one of the people who give something up for Lent in order to draw closer to God, the cravings for whatever that is might have already begun to emerge. I know it's early, but if you've decided to take something on for Lent to help you draw closer to God, you might already have felt tempted to skip a day. That's how it seems to work, at least for me. One of my favorite stories comes from when I was a young pastor, maybe 25 or 26 years old. The Girl Scouts in the church had come by and offered me the chance to purchase Girl Scout cookies in January. And I signed up for 4 boxes of Thin Mints. Then at the Ash Wednesday service a month or so later, I told my congregation that I was going to give up sweets for Lent. On the first Sunday of Lent, I again declared proudly that I was going to give up sweets for Lent. Then after the service, the Girl Scouts delivered my 4 boxes of Thin Mints. I set them in my office and started to work on something in my study. And before I went off to visit the hospital, I got hungry. And I thought to myself, well, maybe I'll have just one. A box and a half later. And that is a true story. Somebody said, I thought you were exaggerating. No, that's a true story. It's not a bad thing that we spend time thinking about temptation at the beginning of Lent, because whether we've given something up or taken something on, or both, or neither for that matter, the truth of the matter is that whatever we do or don't do about Lent, life presents us with temptations every single day. Those temptations go well beyond eating chocolate or neglecting to pray and meditate because we believe we don't have the time. Some of them are very clearly life and death. The alcoholic not picking up a drink. The eating disordered woman not consuming enough calories. The addict not getting a hit of whatever substance or behavior to which they're addicted. Or an addict giving into the urge to gamble or to use or to follow the lead of some other instinct gone awry is to head swiftly or slowly, but certainly surely, down the path of destruction. Don't kid yourselves. We are surrounded every day by people who fight these battles in one form or another. But it's not just those who face the sorts of issues that have treatment centers and 12-step groups dedicated to them who encounter tests and trials and temptations of a serious and spiritually debilitating nature. We all do. Richard Rohr, the Franciscan priest who runs the Center for Action and Contemplation out in New Mexico, writes in the introduction to his book, Breathing Underwater, Spirituality in 12 Steps, where he writes this: Christians are usually sincere and well-intentioned people until you get to any real issues of ego, control, power, money, pleasure, and security. Then they tend to be pretty much like anybody else, only often more so. That's where the temptations come in their insidious ways. Temptation to make some situation all about us. Our failings, our hurt feelings, our wounded pride, our own ideas, as if it were up to us alone as to how something should unfold. Temptation to feel as if we are all alone in the world, as if no one understands or could possibly understand what we're going through. Temptation to give up on faith, hope, and love in the face of events unfolding in our personal lives or in the larger world. Surrendering to fear and despair and bitter anger seems so easy sometimes, no matter what's happening in our lives. The temptation to want to control and manage outcomes, the lives of our children, the way people respond to us and what we say, and forget that ultimately we can only control ourselves and our own actions. By the way, that's a hard enough road in itself. The temptation to make our comfort and our sense of being comfortable more important than someone else's real need, or to make consumption more important than compassion. Temptation to let power go to our heads and cause us to willfully look the other way when people who support our stances in ways that we would never in a million years tolerate, and act in ways that we would never in a million years tolerate, well, we look the other way. We wouldn't tolerate it coming from the other side. By the way, all of us have a proclivity towards doing that. Temptation to let concern for our own well-being and security lead us to ignore real threats to the well-being and security of our fellow children of God, whatever their race or their religion or their class or their sexual orientation or their gender identity or their immigration status or their political party. And here's one more. Temptation to denigrate or demonize or attribute the worst possible motives to those with whom we disagree. Have I named at least one temptation that resonates with you? Have I gotten into your kitchen like I've gotten into my own? In the face of these temptations, which generally involve succumbing to fear, anger, and our own pride and ego, how do we respond? Well, we could, and I'm afraid we often do, follow the lead of Mae West, the original blonde bombshell, who often said, I generally avoid temptation unless I can't resist it. We could agree with a few of the characters of Oscar Wilde, that flamboyant author and playwright, who had them say things like this, I can resist everything except temptation. And the only way to resist temptation is to give in to it. And we could emulate Eve, who gave in to the temptation offered her by one of God's creatures, the serpent. You remember the story. God said, you can eat of any tree in the garden except that one over there. That's the tree of knowledge. Stay away from that one. Let me hasten to add that I don't think knowledge in and of itself is a bad thing. Thank God, in fact, for knowledge and education. Knowledge has led to some remarkable human achievements over the past several millennia. Thank God for it. But I don't think the ancient Hebrews told this story to discount the importance of using our noggins. They told this tale to explain the human condition, and why it is that rather than living in unity and harmony and peace, human beings have for thousands and thousands and thousands of years operated out of shame, zero-sum game competition, and tribalism. That's how we've lived for all of recorded human history. But the story of the Garden of Eden suggests that that was not God's original intent for us. According to Genesis, the serpent enticed Eve to eat of the tree by twisting God's words. Did God really say that you shouldn't eat of any tree in the garden? Eve corrects him and says, no, just this one over here, because if we eat it, or if we even touch it, we'll die. By now, the serpent and Eve both have misrepresented what God said. And then the serpent replies, oh no, you're not going to die. God just doesn't want you to eat of this one, because then you'll become like God, knowing good and evil. And Eve bit on that. The idea that she could be like God, maybe even take on God's way, was too attractive to pass up. When in the morning service, during the moment for young disciples, some of the children confused me with an undercover Jesus, I thought, no, let's not be confused. The idea that Eve could play God, could take on God's role, that she didn't need to follow the directions and listen to what God had clearly said. That's the issue. Here's the thing. It's not that telling good from evil and right from wrong is in itself a problem. That's fine. It's good to know what's right and wrong. just that it's not a big leap from knowing good and evil to beginning to play judge and even opting to go against what we know in our guts is right. The thing about playing judge in these human bodies of ours is that we too often decide that somebody else is the one who is wrong and we are the ones who are right. The other guy is evil. Totally, completely, unambiguously evil. And we, well, we're good. We wear the white hats. But enough about Eve. Let's look at how Jesus dealt with temptation at the beginning of his earthly ministry. In Matthew, Jesus is led by the Spirit to the wilderness in order to be tempted, tested. It's like God had something to do with it. In Mark, it's even worse. The Spirit drives Jesus into the wilderness. God clearly wants him out there. That testing turned out to be a good thing because he would be tested several more times in the Gospels by the Pharisees and the Sadducees and a lawyer. The Greek word Matthew uses for what they do to Jesus is pyrazo. They pyrazo him. Why don't you give us a sign from heaven? Pyrazo him. Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any reason? Pyrazo him. Is it lawful to pay taxes to the emperor or not? Pyrazo him. Which would you say is the greatest commandment? And in each response Jesus gives, he stays centered in his core mission, which is to show them and the world what it means to love God and love neighbor as you love yourself. Had he not been through that initial time of testing in the wilderness, who knows how he might have responded. Every single real temptation we face in life, now I'm talking about something different than eating a box of Thin Mints. Every single real temptation we face in life is an offer to lead us astray from relying on God, appropriately caring for ourselves, reaching out to others, and helping those in need. Did you get that? Every single real temptation in life is an offer to lead us away from relying on God, appropriately caring for ourselves, reaching out to others, or helping those in need. So watch how Jesus responds to the tempter. When as hungry as he was, Jesus was given the chance to prove his identity to the devil by turning stones into bread and feeding his own hunger, he resisted. Jesus was showing that it wasn't about him, and certainly not about him doing magic tricks. And it wasn't about him single-handedly fixing the problem of hunger for himself or the world. It was about him relying on God and God's provision. Some theologian once called Jesus the absolutely dependent one. So he said, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes out of God's mouth." When, as attractive as it would be to have God prove God's love for him, Jesus was asked by the devil to throw himself down from the pinnacle of the temple, Jesus responded with another quote from the book of Deuteronomy: "You shall not put the Lord your God to the test." It's not about me, he was saying. It's about God. And finally, when as appealing as it would be to have everybody bow to his will and have all nations submit to him, Jesus was asked by the devil to sell his soul and worship him. Jesus resisted. He said, "I'm not going to give in to that one either. Worship the Lord your God and serve him alone." That's what the book says. That's what comes first, not power and ego needs. A few weeks ago, I preached a sermon on 1 Corinthians 3, where the Apostle Paul speaks of Christ being the foundation on which the Christian life is built. I shared that the foundation is cruciform, cross-shaped like a cathedral. It involves reaching up to God and out to others, reaching down to those who need our help. As I've been reading Richard Rohr's book and reflecting on my own experience of going to 12-step meetings with my dad and other people through the course of my life, it occurred to me that the way alcoholics resist temptation is cruciform. They reach up to a power greater than themselves. They reach out to other men and women who also struggle along with them, but share their experience, strength, and hope. And then they do the 12th step, and they reach down to help other alcoholics struggling to achieve sobriety. It's cruciform. What Jesus does when he faces down the tempter in the wilderness is cruciform too. He reaches up to a power greater than himself. He models what it means to depend on God completely. Jesus is all alone out there, but he reaches out to the community by turning to the scriptures, which he's been taught from the time he was a little child. And he realizes that he has to do this because his mission is to reach down and help others up. When we forget that, God, forgive us. And guess what? Good news is that God does. We have another chance every single day. Whether we read in the box of Thin Mints or not. In Jesus' name.